Hello, and welcome to Gamer Premonitions Summer Gaming Events 2022. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and we have the full crew with us. We've got Bob.
Hey, guys.
From GigaBoots.com. We've got Dr. Aggro.
My optimism now is as blind as my rage will be later.
From Dr. Aggro. We've got Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride.
For the first time, I will be optimistic about things.
And we've got KZ from KZExcellent.com.
I'm excited about video games and trailers for video games.
For people who haven't watched Gamer Premonitions before, we are gamer psychics who will tell you the future of gaming just before it happens, just to be that much more teasing about it.
Ooh.
We have premonitions about the upcoming season as it pertains to games and what announcements will be there, and we're happy to share them with you. We will also have a lightning round with a total of one question in the middle of this episode.
Uh-oh.
We've got 5 premonitions from each of the 5 hosts this time, so let's get to it. First round of Gamer Premonitions. First round of 5 future sites. We start with KZ. KZ, tell me something that will happen in the summer of gaming events.
Of the many ideas that are swirling through the cosmic soup of my brain and future sight, I will go with one of the more positive ones here. At the Xbox show, we will get the reveal of a new entry in the Killer Instinct series. This time it's going to be in development by Namco Bandai, specifically headed up by the Soul Calibur team, since that last game's dead now. So there's a gap in time. There's a team. Phil said he's looking for a team to make a new entry in that. So this seems like this would line up well, and it might teach Bamco what rollback netcode is, so that would also be a great thing.
I'm not sure that they will learn that in time for it, but we'll see how that plays out. I'm very excited for this, though, because based on Sofitia's assets, I'm very excited for Beat Orchid.
Of course.
This is genuinely exciting. Glad to see, some diversity in the sort of fighting games we get, and bringing back Killer Instinct would be a great way to bolster the Xbox lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Nice optimistic start to this episode. We go next to Dr. Aggro.
Now, usually when I use my gift of future sight, it is to bring clarity and understanding of things that are to come. But on this particular occasion, I have only confusion and terror to forecast. During the summer of gaming, we will be treated to an impenetrable array of announcements, delays, cancellations, retoolings, and reboots for various Vampire the Masquerade titles. To the point that if you ask any random man on the street, they won't even be able to tell you which games were announced this year or last year or are still happening and by what studio.
Wow.
That sounds like the constant delusion that is this reality.
Yes.
I think one of them came out last week.
Yes.
You think that, but look deeper.
It actually changed developers.
This is merely the masquerade.
Oh, no.
That's fantastic. I'm looking forward to the almost Xbox Series X/S like discussion of which game is what and whether or not I'm excited for it.
Did you play Vampire the Masquerade, man? I don't fucking know.
Next is my first premonition. Gentlemen, E3 is a time to save face. E3 is a time to announce that you're going to right some wrongs. I am also optimistic because in order to make up for missing the opportunity to make a Spider-Man exclusive, Microsoft Game Studios will announce their partnership with the WB to make a game based on the Joker made by the Coalition.
Why?
It's announced,
Joker's built like a truck.
it's announced via a CG trailer with no date.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm glad you're so optimistic today.
He looks like Arkham Joker.
like end of arc?
Yes!
Oh my
Okay, good.
God.
Oh, what is it? Isn't that more of a Ninja Theory kind of aesthetic?
Oh my God, it is.
You know, no longer can the Sony ponies tower over Xbots with their exclusive superhero game because the Joker will beat them up.
I miss KZ's part of this round when it was optimistic.
I am optimistic. I just said they would announce a new game. I just predicted water will be wet. What do you
like come the fuck on, Dan. This'll happen. And then on Big Think Dimension, our gaming news podcast, you're like, that wasn't a real game announcement because it was a CG trailer, so it's a circle of hell.
I think if they announce this Joker game made by the Coalition, I will have much more to worry about.
Yes, you will, like a future stream.
Finally, Troy Baker escaped the Last of Us remake recording lines and now has moved over to this.
Okay, Joker, you need to take out all the Wayne Tech towers.
We're going to move next to Mr. Feel. Mr. Feel, can you give me your first premonition about the summer of gaming events 2022?
At the end of Microsoft's event, they will run this unbelievably fucking lame welcome to the family thing for Activision. It'll be really embarrassing.
Fuck.
Oh, I didn't even want to approach this subject matter in any of mine.
Oh,
This hurts.
it's gonna be so bad.
It's going to be so real. Because we've already seen them make that video for Bethesda. Oh,
Can they get like a licensed song so they just play "We Are Family"?
this one will be different because they'll get Soap to come out on stage to talk about it. They'll just have CG Soap on stage. Jesus. Not even Price or something? No, they're going to shake hands.
Do you know our audience? Most of them don't know you're talking about a Call of Duty character.
That's okay. They're Googling Microsoft Soap.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. And I bet they sell that.
They might. It's
Google's
green.
like, did you mean Mountain Dew?
Oh. Yummy.
I mean, that makes sense. That's what's in the Xbox original. That boot logo showed me that. We're going to now move to Bob for his first premonition. Bob.
I guess I'll do another Microsoft one because everyone seems to be knocking those out early.
Well, you know, unlike Sony and Nintendo, they have strong presences that are forecast in advance. So it becomes an immediate target, but in a positive way. Is there a positive word for a target?
A positive target? I don't think so.
Jeez. What's your premonition?
Microsoft will team up with Itagaki,
Ooh.
working on a game called Devils. They will show gameplay that is clearly the Devil's Third multiplayer. It will be the only actual gameplay we see during their showcase.
Bob. Will Itagaki say this game's 3 times as good as his last one?
That's up the ante, Dan. This game's going to be 5 times better than the last game.
Oh, wow.
Yo, Devil's 15th.
That's an improper fraction. Devil's 5/3. Well, thank you, Bob, for the positive premonition. Glad to see Itagaki getting work. Maybe.
Maybe. Hey, give him Twitter. He's got to be real. He's got to have something.
Padded wall.
We now move into round 2, and starting us off is Dr. Aggro.
As I drag myself bruised through that last round, I'm going to have to just break left and do both my strongest Microsoft prediction
Oh, my God.
and my most optimistic prediction.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
During the summer of gaming, 2022, a Microsoft-owned studio apart from Bethesda will announce a game that looks real and will probably ship when they say it will.
Wow.
This is fake. That can't be real. I'm sorry. This is too outlandish, aggro.
I have it within me
I
to
like your
believe.
attitude, Aggro.
I mean, at a certain point, statistically speaking, it has to happen, right?
You're making some points here.
Well, this actually works, Aggro. This plays perfectly into my next premonition.
Oh,
And since I go next, this really is the wombo combo. Gentlemen,
Yes.
Fallout 5, made by the makers of Fallout New Vegas. It looks real. There's gameplay. It ships on time.
It's not technically part of Bethesda. Oh my god.
It's not.
You know, Dan, that's easily the biggest slam dunk they could ever do.
Oh yeah, no, they
shit, yeah, it is.
they would literally look like Michael Jordan.
Like all you need to do is say, we're making a normal Fallout game, and Bethesda Game Studios isn't making it. I'm like, yes!
It would be the first time that showing a normal list of dialogue options got the entire internet to explode.
It's like, your main character doesn't speak and you have a bunch of dialogue options. This game went on to sell 6 million copies despite Game Pass.
They're like, check out our gameplay and compelling options.
It's like some sort of RPG or something. That's cool.
That's very novel, actually. We now move on to Mr. Field for his second premonition.
The Microsoft and Bethesda showcase will begin and end, and we still won't know what Starfield is. They will not reveal it at this show, but they will have delayed it to the end of next year, meaning the showing us what it is now has to happen at next year's Summer of Gaming event.
Oh my god.
Okay, I have an ad hoc premonition here.
Okay, mine after yours.
To stall, we will see this very artistic, very self-interested trailer that is just showing starscapes, panning shots, and you'll hear a voice come over and narrate. It'll be Mike Stacklasa as he talks about stars and us among it and what it means to be human. No. When we look up there and see the light from stars that once were.
God.
I had an ad hoc for the Starfield thing. I might as well just take it out now. My thing was, it will get revealed. They'll do like a 15 plus minute segment on it because Todd Howard loves to talk on these types of presentations. They will date it for March 23rd because then the date will like read like 3/23/23. And they'll think that that's as good as they can get it after delaying this out of 11/11. The tone and gameplay is going to be played incredibly serious and very like clinical to the degree where there's like almost no levity or like wacky interesting stuff. Like you're not shooting teddy bears out of like a rocket launcher in this, which will lead to even diehards starting to get a little concerned that this may in fact be the blandest video game ever.
They show the Starfield trailer. They're still doing like back when Bethesda let fans in. They're doing that again, but as they show the trailer, they need to make sure the trailer's very spicy and flavorful. So they give everyone like one of those crackers they give in church that's supposed to be the body of Christ. The blandest cracker in the world. And they're like, eat this as you watch the trailer.
Thank you, Todd.
Todd hands him out, this is my body.
I just like the idea of that game just like being just boring enough that the diehards stop calling him God Howard.
Well, the next premonition is Bob's. Bob, give us your second gamer premonition.
This year, everyone's excited to hear about the new Final Fantasy. 17.
What?
Online.
What?
Whoa!
It's set in a futuristic universe like Final Fantasy 7 and 8.
Yo,
Bold.
it's pretty cool. Thank you for breaking the news here. We'll try to protect you from Square Enix's ninjas, but not sure how long you will survive. I assume they also have that cannon that can take down a weapon. We move next to KZ.
I've become more and more convinced of this over time, and I feel like we're going to see it all culminate here during the summer of gaming. We're going to see a new trailer for Final Fantasy 16. It will get a date. It will release this year. Additionally, we will go this entire summer of gaming until the season that is labeled summer no longer exists. When that is done, and we will not have seen a new trailer for Forspoken as it quietly walks out of this year.
I actually have an ad hoc premonition here.
Sure.
I was going to save this for later, but I'll add it now because it's kind of what you were talking about. Sony will announce The Last of Us remake with way too long of a trailer, and while announcing that, we'll announce Final Fantasy 16 and God of War Ragnarok will all come out 10 minutes apart.
And that's petty.
Cut.
We'll give you a 10-minute
know-
head start.
You know that one shot in South Park where Randy just comes all over himself? I feel like that's going to happen to many people, including me.
Yeah. Now, KZ is right about Forspoken getting pushed into next year because it has to go in the at the end of Q1 Square Enix death slot that Babylon's Fall and Balan Wonderworld went into, where it's just like no human being alive is gonna know what these games are until Dan plays it.
the last Friday of the fiscal year is where I imagine that would be positioned.
They're like,
I will stream it day one.
We were planning to put another shot in the arm of Babylon's Fall right now. How dare you push this other game on top of that date?
For Babylon's Fall ?
Okay, we now move to round 3 of Gamer Premonitions. Gentlemen, this one for me is short and sweet. At the IGN Expo, Metal Hellsinger.
No. Yes. Again. Finally, no.
God, I was so proud of me for not doing this.
Troy Baker teleports in. He's like, we have everything we need. We have a cure. We have this game.
Troy, share it. No. Oh. Moving on. Mr. Feel, what is your third premonition?
We will see the DLC for Resident Evil 8. It will star Leon. It will use that design we got for Plague Doctor Ada that was not used in RE8. And we will also get an RE4 remake trailer along with it. Because it's like, here's the Leon block.
Nice. I love myself
Feel?
a Leon block.
Yeah, it would be great.
Feel, I would love to ad hoc premonition here, but you just read it. You word for word got it. The only thing I didn't put in here was the Resident Evil 4 remake teaser.
We now move on to Bob's third premonition.
Yeah, that Death Stranding 2 stuff that came out a while ago was fake. That was all planned.
What?
It was a deep fake.
Oh no.
Kojima's gonna come on stage.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna announce Metal Gear Solid 5 with the number this time.
Oh my god.
Fuck you.
No, I can't deal with another one of Kojima's ruse cruises.
You don't. Feel does not want any of those people that are like Chapter 3's on its way to fucking get justified here.
Catch you baiting. Huh?
Yes.
Holy shit.
God.
We now move to KZ's third premonition. KZ.
At Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest show, like his big thing, Sonic Frontiers is going to get shown with actual real gameplay, a mix of running through large environments, some forms of combat against enemies, and will introduce a new Sonic rival character that, unlike Infinite, will be written.
Oh.
Like
I don't know
at
what you're
all.
talking about, KZ. Infinite had a very understandable motivation. He got beaten up once and then wanted power.
Checks out.
Makes sense to me.
More than one sentence will be involved.
I don't know. When Sonic characters have more than one sentence.
That's a lot of rope.
That is.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Will he be green? Like, will he be a green version of Sonic?
Yes, I was thinking it was going to be like something green coded.
Go all the way here, KZ. Is this going to be...
Just put in Surge. Just put in Surge from the IDW comic. She's cool. It also gives you a female character now who isn't Amy Rose.
Is this going to be the one? Is this going to be that 3D Sonic game that you can say, yeah, it's good, and not, yeah, it's good if you ignore blank?
There's a lot of 3D Sonic games I can say that about.
Yeah, I'm sure you do say shit like that, but
There are plenty of them. There are plenty of them if your taste isn't fucking garbage. But this one I feel like will be by the general public that aren't just scoring it low because it's Sonic and they don't want to play the game.
This
We'll probably get
motherfucker.
some sevens.
This motherfucker has 2 eggs in his carton of eggs. He's like, I got plenty.
I'm struggling to find one.
We now move on to the third premonition from Dr. Aggro. Dr. Aggro.
Blind haters.
speaking of hating,
Okay.
some of us gathered here have today made some bold assertions about the future of the Final Fantasy series.
Yes.
And I would like also to strike out on that path.
Ooh.
This summer, for the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII, we will see the announcement at the Summer of Gaming, full trailer, full gameplay segment of another DLC for Part 1, just like episode Intermission, because Part 2 is never coming out, and this is just the hell Final Fantasy VII fans live in now.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, what a nightmare.
Hell.
This project has completely stalled out. The fact that 1 came out at all was a miracle, and 2 is never happening. Get used to it.
Oh.
So is it about Vincent or Sid?
Sid.
Kate Sith.
No!
Kate, you know what? Kate Sith is in that game. Sid and Vincent aren't.
You know, at first I was like, oh, okay, this is a pretty shitty premonition. But now you're really selling me here. I hope it's like Dirge of Cerberus, where they do a stealth mission with Kate Sith, where he's weaving through pipes to avoid getting shot by terrorists.
Well, gentlemen, that was our first 3 rounds, which means we've entered the lightning round, which is one question.
Oh.
Very simple question, everyone.
We were not told about this either.
No, they were not.
Yes.
How many CG trailers will be at Microsoft's event?
Shit.
We will start with Bob.
I'm going to go with 10.
Oh, fuck!
Because you have to account for not only their own stuff, but third parties.
Do you think third parties are getting in, or is it just Microsoft and Bethesda stuff?
Oh, yeah, they don't have enough time to fill, even with Bethesda.
Okay, well, now they don't, certainly. Okay, 10. KZ?
You know, I've seen Phil Spencer say publicly that they need to show more gameplay, so I'm going to believe him once. 2.
You say that every single year we've done
Yes!
this.
Don't stop believing,
Continue
KZ.
until I'm dead or that company is dead.
Each time he's believing them once.
Yes, this will be my I will believe Phil Spencer of Xbox for the summer of 2022.
Mr. Feel, how many CG trailers?
I'm going to say, let's see, around 1.5 minutes a trailer. I'm going to say somewhere around 8.
Okay.
And they're going to be, Fable will definitely be one. There'll be Fable, Killer Instinct, some unbelievably early version of the next Gears project, an entirely new version of Perfect Dark, Rise 2.
You know what's rising? My fucking blood pressure hearing you describe this.
Yeah, because you're like, don't spoil the whole show for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Not having to endure a second CG trailer for Fable.
That Everwild, they still won't know what it is, so it'll just be another CG trailer. Whatever what is that other thing that fucking Ninja Theory is making that isn't Hellblade 2? That.
Oh, that thing with white women
The
in
white
house.
woman who's scared.
Timeshare.
That's every game they've ever made.
Sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's that.
And Ninja Gaiden 4.
Okay.
You know what? As an ad hoc, they will also show a CG trailer for a Sea of Thieves content update.
Bold.
That doesn't really count because at least we already know that game is real.
Yeah, but sometimes I play it and I question its legitimacy occasionally.
We now go to aggro.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Is an animated title card a CG trailer?
Floating in a black void?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
7.
Yeah, I think that's even lower tier.
Okay, 7. Aggro stole my fucking number. I'll stick
Might as
with it.
well up
Fucking
yours.
nah, 7.
I wish you had gone, sure, 14.
No, I was gonna go 6 or 7, and after most of this round, I sat here and I was like, 7's good, and then he said it, and I was like, God, how did I
7 and 1 cent.
7 and 1 penny.
Yeah, I was thinking about 8 when you first said it, and then I was like, no, it's gonna be more.
You did the thumbs up. You're like higher.
Higher.
If title cards counted, I was gonna hang out with Bob at 10.
That's fair.
Maybe if it's an elaborate CG title card.
Aggro is gonna get so fucking pissed when they show an elaborate title card, right?
Yeah.
And then a CG character walks up to it, does a wink, looks at the camera, and then walks away. And I'm like, CG trailer.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Fable trailer is going to be.
I will scream. I am optimistic about the summer of gaming, but hearing you all describe the Microsoft event as all these things I definitely don't want to see is really upsetting me.
Yeah, pattern recognition's a bitch.
It is.
Yeah, it's gonna be really unfortunate when Ninja Gaiden 4 CG trailer happens and they did cancel it before it even gets to the next year.
My Killer Instinct one was harmless.
Well, that's the end of the lightning round. We now go back to normal premonitions, and we start round 4 with Mr. Feel. Mr. Feel, tell me something about the summer of gaming events for 2022.
I want to believe they will announce Dragon's Dogma 2 during this summer of games.
It feels like time.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
been 3 years since DMC 5. Itsuno revived that, so now he gets to do whatever he wants. They're really pumping it up on the social media front with like Dragon's Dogma 2. Remember how cool Dragon's Dogma was? It's the anniversary. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. I need to see it. It needs to be real. Don't you agree, Bob?
Of course.
Whose turn is now?
Oh no! Okay. This summer, we will find out that Exoprimal was in fact not the name of a real video game.
Whew.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the name of the multiplayer mode in the new Dino Crisis reboot.
Oh, shit.
God, that would rule. That would rule. That's like the good version of Blast Ball Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Exactly.
It is. I hope that happens.
I mean, it is the good version because they wait months to tell you.
God, that'd be the biggest nut ever.
I'm very excited for a Dino Crisis. That's much more exciting than Exoprimal currently is. So thank you, Bob. Thank you for the optimism. We now go to KZ for his 4th premonition.
During the summer at a Sony presentation, we're going to get the reveal of Sly Cooper 5. The series returns and looks almost as good as Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's going to come out spring
not
of
quite
next year.
though.
No, it's hard to beat the top, but it's going to like look good. And is going to try and come out in spring of 2023.
Nice.
Can't believe Concrete Genie is gonna developers are gonna compete with Rift Apart. That's rough.
It's just, yeah, and we're gonna go insane. We're like, how did you do that?
We'll see. We have 30 people on staff and 800 people in Malaysia.
We also found this
okay.
genie.
And then this literal god exited the machine.
It was, what do you call it? Really convenient.
They're like, whatever allows us to ship.
That's a very exciting premonition. I'm really, really excited for the return of Sly Cooper.
Mm-hmm. Kill them all, Sly.
We now go to Dr. Aggro for his fourth premonition.
It has been a long time for a certain group of people, and I feel like, just like last year when Keeley just finally cracked the head off the pressure valve and finally gave us the Elden Ring trailer, I feel like this summer of gaming we're finally going to get trailer, gameplay, and date for Silksong.
This entire time I was so afraid he was going to say agent. like I tensed up in a way that I do when a bug is near me.
He's gonna hit me again, thinks Casey. I'm glad that they will announce that, Dr. Aggro, so that way every Nintendo Nindy thing doesn't have these weirdos around it. Right? Buzzing like flies. Oh, man. Moving on from that, my fourth premonition, I would like to make it any of these others. I have so many premonitions here. But I'm afraid if I don't say this one, I won't get out ahead of it. And people won't believe that I didn't see it coming. Which of course I did. It's obvious. It's as plain as day. Gentlemen, Microsoft knows they have a lineup problem. And they have a solution. They will reveal a game that we did not see coming. And it will be out within 6 months. Are you ready for Iron Sword 2,
Oh my god.
made by the people
hate
who
you.
made Battletoads?
Oh my
It's
My
okay.
God.
It's okay. They fixed the number one feedback on Battletoads. They hired different cartoon writers. This time they have Rick and Morty writers.
They had that already.
See, this will all be fine. This will be fine because every person in games media will say, "Well, it's perfect for Game Pass. It's like a 6."
But they're gonna have Dan Harmon this time, okay? They're gonna have him. And the trailer's just gonna be him doing a funny voice for like a minute straight while the logo shows at the end. It's gonna be great, you guys.
I believe in this plan. I guess.
We are now entering the fifth and final round of Gamer Premonitions, the Summer of Gaming Events 2022. We start with Bob.
Sometimes you have to do premonitions that's just for you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Aggro
Yeah.
just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, self-indulgence.
So we're going to find out the Acquire is teaming up with Square Enix to publish a new Tenchu Stealth Assassins game.
Whoa.
Ooh.
They got that license for the name earlier. Maybe we'll actually see them follow through on that. And they've been working with Square a lot. So this could happen.
Was there also like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow where you got this premonition?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry, Bob, and I'm really sorry I have to say this, but I do. If there is any game that was going to end up that year's Square Enix didn't look at it and it came out on fire, it would be this.
Absolutely.
But that's good
Yeah,
enough.
but Bob will plat it anyway.
Man, that's exciting, Bob. Really glad Acquire's getting back to their roots. We now go to KZ for his final Gamer Premonition.
All right. Let's see. I'm between a couple of them here. All right, we'll go for this. Street Fighter 6 will be shown at Xbox this show to confirm that Street Fighter is no longer console locked to PlayStation for this next big one. Gameplay looks a lot better than 5 because you see characters doing a lot of moves without having to expend a metered resource. And by the end of that, the roster will have jumped from 2 to 8.
Okay.
Surprisingly pleasant.
It's a slight lemon flavor.
Yeah, nice on the tongue.
I had some bad ones. I didn't want to be cruel.
We now go to Dr. Aggro for his final gamer premonition.
In the midst of all of the fun and exciting events for the summer of gaming 2022, Embracer Group will announce that they have officially acquired the rights to Jeff Keighley.
Ooh. That's great. Finally. The long decrepit Jeff Keighley IP can be properly leveraged into new games.
If we're very, very lucky, we're going to get to see him learn about it live on stage.
Next guest for tonight is Embracer Group.
That's weird.
I'm just imagining the awful, 3D platformer starring Jeff Keighley. It looks like Croc, but was his head.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
He's on screen, and you've got that lower third nameplate that says Jeff Keighley, and it goes away and comes back and says Embracer Group's Jeff Keighley.
That's very exciting. I'm excited to see him get acquired.
Embraced.
Embraced.
All right, now he's part of the family.
That's true. We are now heading into my final gamer premonition, and a few different ones, and I'm trying to decide which way I go with this. Okay, this one is more of a get out in front of it to warn people. This is the road sign on a sharp corner at night, so people know, hey, this is just going to be like a 90 degree turn on the edge of this cliff. You need to look out, guys. In an effort to be cheeky, at the Guerilla Collective showcase,
No.
some indie dev will make and show off a game where you play as a gorilla. It will look terrible.
Aww.
Will the host have to try and play it?
I mean, do you qualify what they do as playing games?
No.
I saw yours pass.
Will the host be in a Party City quality gorilla suit?
Yes.
Fantastic.
They will cut to the developer who's on a voice call with them for 15 minutes straight in a gorilla outfit, and it's clear he is uncomfortable and very hot.
Lav mic hooked into the fake fur. You can hear it every time they move.
You can hear him scratch himself.
Ook, ook.
With that out of the way, we go to our final gamer premonition. Mr. Feel, tell us the future.
I'd like to have a big cool one, but I don't. So my last premonition is that Square Enix was sitting on the re-release of Star Ocean 2nd Evolution because it's related to Star Ocean 6. So they'll just drop that this summer. They'll be like, it's coming in 2 weeks.
I hope to God you're right.
Nice.
It took us way too long because we were waiting to put it right before the game that is transparently pulling from it.
At least there will be a reason.
Right.
So I can begin to forgive them. Well, thank you all for the fantastic news, the warnings, the prophecies. And I want to thank our listeners for listening to Gamer Premonitions. This show, like our other podcasts, is made with a ton of time and top-tier equipment that improves sound quality and production speed. The GB Podcast Network is only possible with viewer support, so if you enjoyed it, then please head on over to patreon.com/gbpodcast today and check out our tons of exclusive content and the hit movie, Isolation 119. This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by the continued support of our executive producers, such as Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Burning Pepsi Man, Adam Admar, Cooper Tank, and Virmvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these gamers. If you want to support GigaBoots so we can continue the content crunch, then head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.